Yeah. Hey, y'all. My cup says trust in the process. How y'all doing? And you gotta have a good red lip stain. Okay. Shout out to everybody joining me. She ain't dead. Ain't dead. Cancer ain't killed nobody, girl. Cancer ain't stopped no damn show. Come in this damn chat. Don't be feeling sorry for me. Don't feel sorry for me. No. I just got my hair done too, y'all. This was like, I think the total of $15 or something. Girl, you'll be glammed out in Ghana for the low. But anyway, y'all, come in here. What's up? African Jamaican girl, Michael Woods, Eric Maynard, Gisela, Akibalon 85. Hey, you. What's up, y'all? Oh, my God. It's good to see everybody. Ain't nobody dead. Cancer ain't did all of that. I don't even claim the cancer part, y'all. I can see it's a misdiagnosis. I'm not gonna jump right into that yet. Let me pull it on back and enjoy this, because it's been a while since I even felt good enough to go live. You know, we ain't calling it cancer, but your girl was around here sick for real, like having to go to the hospital and get morphine shots and shit like that. Like, girl, but all this area on fire. My CAT scans was saying a certain thing, but when I took them to the naturopath, they saw something different. Basically, inflammation based. And as you guys know, my history of being an herbalist, talking about the root cause of disease and all that type of stuff, it made sense to me. But I didn't know I was gonna find myself experiencing that level of dis-ease, but I can kind of see why, you know, even being a healthy person. But anyway, I feel like I'm just jumping right into it so fast, you know, because it's just been a lot I've been going through with this whole cancer thing. I had my treatment today. Shout out to Dr. Abina. Thank you so much. And everybody that's been supporting me on this journey. Girl, my life halted for a second. I'm sitting up here, got a GoFundMe, girl. Like, shit got real. So if it's a lot coming out, it's gonna be one of them conversations. Just go ahead and get cozy. I got my sour sop tea, by the way, y'all. Sour sop tea. Okay, I'm not playing whatever the fuck is going on in my body, and it's not cancer. It's inflammation based. It's a lot of that, parasites, all of that. I've been getting y'all emails. Thank you for the naturopaths. Whoo, cause y'all wearing me out, girl. Yes, we're on the right page. Yes, I'm gonna live. And baby, if I die, I have made a huge impact already. Job well done. But I got a lot more to do. I got a lot more I want to live for. Go to my GoFundMe page, because I go into detail about why I'm asking for things, and I mentioned my son Garvey. Okay, I never talk about Garvey, so this is going to be a very semi-vulnerable conversation, because you don't really need to share too much with motherfuckers that really don't know you and don't like you. So I'm being very cautious and understanding of that before I even talk about my son. But in my original GoFundMe, I was asking for the funds to get the surgery. And since I'm not going to do it, I've decided not to do the surgery and, you know, forego that. And even now, I've had to figure out a different way to see Garvey, because he's not here in Africa with me. And as a mom, you know, I've suffered with that. You know, it's damn near something I hold close, you know, to my chest, because people judge you for your life. But I've made so much peace with that. Like, I really love my life. It's like, oh, okay, things turn out to be a blessing, but I still ache for my son, and I want him here. This is his future, and that's why I'm here building. That's what me and his father, like, everything. His name is Garvey Heru. We were those conscious parents. He was wanted. We manifested Garvey. Okay, so everything I do is for Garvey. I never talk about my son, because I realize we live in a very sick world, a very twisted world. I don't share pictures of him or nothing like that, because I kind of got a clear indicator from my ancestors and just direct instruction. Don't do that, and you need to protect what you cherish the most. Keep that offline. So my son, I don't bring him up like that, but when I put up the GoFundMe, it was originally to raise funds and then go to America to see him, because in my state that I was in, I used to be in a lot of pain, y'all. Like, I really thought I was out of here. And I thought it was stage 4 because it had spread to my liver, okay? All this stuff is going on in a matter of like 2 months. But anyway, so I thought I was going to come to the States because I thought it was dire. And I'm like, I don't know how much longer I got. You got to move fast, But when I started healing, things started looking differently. I ache for my son still. Please don't get it twisted. Do not get it twisted. I'm a mom. Any mom, you got a pussy, you get it, girl. If you're a parent, you understand. But there are other ways to see him, and some of you may be wondering why she can't just see him. Me and his father, this is a sacrifice. It really is a sacrifice to be out here and do this work, and people will judge your life. So I don't really share a lot about that part because everybody's life is different. But in this cancer battle, I was like, I need to get to my baby. That's the only thing that I care about. He's in Maryland, and so we shared that in the GoFundMe. So the GoFundMe was very well written. Shout out to Brandon that wrote it, because he understood what was happening. And if these were going to be my last moments, I need to be with my son, XYZ, and not be worried about financial terror in America, because that's very real. I don't have a support system in America. I don't. And in the GoFundMe, it was saying she needs to be by her family and friends. It really was my son. Of course, my baby dad would be cool as shit and stuff like that, but it's really just him. Like, I got friends and stuff, but when you in America, like, I'm not talking about a village and stuff. I don't have the Huxtables background. My family don't even like me. It's about to get real. Go and put some fires in the chat so I can know the fire signs are listening, because it's about to get very truthful. I've always been truthful, but this is some real shit that I've been holding, and it's a part of my story that I think a lot of you need to know. But in America, there's not no damn, thank you for the fires in the chat, there's not no goddamn support system for me. Go on so I can tell my business, give me some fires in the chat. Girl, ain't no support system. No. And I realize you have to be coupled up, married, or whatever. The patriarchy is real. It makes you feel like you need to have a man. I mean, up until 1974, women couldn't even have a bank account without the approval of her husband. So we're not going to act like, America is not a system of patriarchy. So being in America and the economic crisis of America, girl, if you're not wealthy, you fucked. And I ain't come from no damn family with a silver spoon. These were Pentecostal, regular black people. They ain't got shit. My Uncle Charlie just died. He ain't leave nobody shit. When people die, they don't leave nobody shit in my family, okay? That wasn't, I'm not saying it wasn't greatness in us and all this type of shit, but everybody's struggling. At least, it wasn't a wealth code. We all was trying to get it. You know what I mean? My mom is brilliant. She put a lot in me. She's in Africa as well. We did the best we could, but it ain't to the point where you can just be like, oh, let me get my life together and go to the lake house and stuff like that and be with my son for my final days. And no. And I had to make the decision, we can meet up in other places. I didn't have him in the hospital, so his paperwork is different, and his passport shit, it took a while, okay? But now we've kind of worked a lot of that out, and I realized what America got going on, I'm like, why in the hell would I want to go to America? And as a mom, I'm torn, but as a realist and somebody that is just on this journey, I know I'm fulfilling my purpose and doing my ancestors want me to do. I just kind of let things happen as they happen, because things always work themselves out. When you're fulfilling your purpose, you're invincible almost. When you're doing the will of the ancestors, you're definitely invincible. So I'm grateful for what I'm doing. I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, and it'll work itself out. But with the sweet comes the bitter. You get both. And so having to not see my son for long periods of time, but also being able to be put in a position to fulfill my purpose, that's my bitter with the sweet. But with the cancer part, when I thought I was about to die, I'm like, let me get to America. Now that I'm getting better, now that we have alternative means to see each other and I can have my heart full and be around my son. Like, that's my desire. That's why I'm out here building. All of this is for him. You know, like, if you ain't got it like that, you know, and nothing against my baby daddy, because that's a powerful Jamaican man. I love him down. But we didn't come from it like that. You got to go get it. In Africa, Ghana has been the first place I've ever lived where I felt where I've had something. I started counting up the cost. I see what we go through in America. $2,000, $3,000 a month. Like, where do you go if you don't have no house? You got to do extended stays. Like, it gets real in America. Like, for real, for real. And I'm like, girl, no ma'am. Ain't nobody house I can just go stay at like that in America. I got friends, but you don't nobody, you don't want to be, I'm a Sagittarius girl. Over the age of 40, you're not trying to encroach on nobody's space. You need your own shit. That's why I talk to black women so much. It is about having your wealth, girl. It is not about depending on nobody. You your own savior. And I lived my life a long time thinking that, oh, I got to get a man to validate me. The man pays the bills. All of that rhetoric and shit that we were taught in patriarchal America. You know, there really is nothing wrong with being independent and being your own savior, because it's deprogramming us from that brainwashing of having somebody come save you and looking for that daddy shit and those mommy daddy wounds. I've been able to be on my path to healing those wounds. I'm not gonna say I've healed them all, but I've healed that one when it comes to looking for somebody to save me in that sense. But that is why I sit comfortably here in Africa, because I said, ain't no way in hell I'm finna go back to the struggle of America, bitch. I ain't finna be asking nobody for shit. I'm a single mother. I got my son in tow. My son lives a very good life with his dad and his dad's wife. See, they live a hustle life. I still got to have my own for my son. And I said, honey, I am DR Cathey. What I look like adding somebody extended stay Airbnb? I'm not doing that no more. Nothing wrong with that, because I used to do that. I hustled my way up out of an Airbnb. But see, everybody, I was doing that. I talked about my journey a long time, y'all. You know, I've been an entrepreneur since 2011 when I stopped being a flight attendant. So, you know, the pearls, the aesthetic, honey, she's still going to be a flight attendant. But that job and TV and radio were my actual jobs. But being an actual entrepreneur, it's been since 2011. And I've been a serial entrepreneur on that journey. And some of you have been on that journey with the different businesses that I've had, and the most recent ones that serve specifically the black community. And the years before, it was really naturopathic based, it was really health based, and herbalism, black herbalism. That's where I would put it, you know, as far as my business and the ancestors and traditional medicine and traditional healing, which always brings us to Akiba in Africa. So that's where I've been headed for a while now, since 2016, in this pro-black space. But I've been having to get it myself. And it has been good to me, seeing this social media shit, because it's changed over the years. Being able to sell an ebook and pay my rent back in 2016, 2017, and like having to get it myself, like literally. All the while, after 2020, people trying to take everything I got from me due to some stupid scandal. Like, I have been through it out here. And I can only think, it's a fine, you gotta, you know, as a woman, black woman, you gotta really walk a fine line with this thing, because people really be hating. You know, it's a lot of love I got, but it's a lot of hate too. And it's not like I have like this family thing going on. So I have to put myself in positions and places where I'm the most safe and I'm the most secure. And baby, when I tell you Ghana is it, girl, you can't, girl, $2,000 is yearly rent over here. When I started counting up the cost, I was going to blow through my whole GoFundMe in damn a couple months just trying to live and survive. I said, girl, no. And I know to y'all, it seemed counterproductive. Like, girl, if you got cancer and shit, if you sick, why don't you stay over there? Y'all that's trying to get over here, you're like, girl, ain't no way in the hell I will come back to America. And you're right. It was just my baby. For y'all that's just joining me, I'm talking about my whys and this whole healing journey for me. And it's gotten a lot better now because I'm clear. I'm very clear where my healing is. And I appreciate y'all that's been, helping me and really care and showing me love on my journey. And in regards to my son, wanting to see him so badly. I've healed a little bit of that wound too when I started looking at the state of America. And I'm not about to be no straw bitch. You know that Tyler Perry movie? I'm not gonna be in that struggle with y'all as a single mother with my son in tow. My son lives well when he's with his daddy and his stepmama. I'm not finna be the broke baby mama coming back that ain't got no motherfucking resources to take care of my damn son. And I'm not gonna be standing on extended stays in Airbnbs. I'm sorry. Like, I did that already. Like, I went through the struggle silently, gracefully. But I can sit in my own shit in some properties by the beach. Girl, what do I look? Girl, hell yeah, I'll be sick. So I'm all right. We'll make we'll change the GoFundMe a little bit so y'all will understand what I love my son, but we gonna see each other somewhere else. I ain't going back to America. And then they about to drop a bomb. Talking about some Iran. Girl, I ain't got time. I don't have that type of time. I'm really living the life that a lot of people are trying to get to. So I was just listening to the universe, and it was like, girl, don't do it. Do not do it. And I was kind of back and forth with it, tossed and turned, didn't know what to do. But girl, when I started counting up the cost, but instead we got a loss. It's actually, this is the key. We should have counted up the cost, but instead we got a loss. In a second, in a minute, in an hour, as we lay. We forgot about tomorrow as we lay. Girl, that all came from I started counting up the cost. But instead, we got a loss. I got lost in the emotions of it all. But girl, no. As we lay comfortably in Ghana, we don't have to worry about our bills in Ghana. Whoa, whoa. Girl, I don't know why I did all of that, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. Girl, I'm an artist, whatever. But girl, I was like, that's not strategy. That's not a good strategy move for me. As a woman, I like to be comfortable. I live a soft life out here. I have a village here, by the way, that I did not have in America. Your ex-boyfriends can only be your village for so long and for so much. And I got some damn good ones. But I couldn't see myself asking them for help. And I'm like, girl, I done built a whole business out here. And you got to watch how you talk about yourself because I got a lot of haters and people think I'm a scammer. So you got to be very humble. But I do good for somebody that lives in Ghana. But girl, I be living like Tyler Perry Straw, girl. In America, girl, I'm not trying to do Tyler Perry Straw in America. I am so sorry. Ladies, that's not it no more. We got to secure our own shit. That's why I go so hard for Ghana. And if you even get a breath of what it's like, you can tell, like, girl, this lady out there really living her life. Like, not stressed out about my grocery bills, rent. If you gonna get something nice and rent something nice in America, that's $3,000 a month, babe. Y'all got it. I'm just saying that girl, I'd rather do that per year. That's why everybody crazy and struggling and depressed in America. Y'all gotta make up $10,000, $12,000 a month of bills, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and rent only. Girl, I remember that. And I don't want to go back there. I'm not finna be that friend coming back to some Maryland. Girl, I don't give a damn where it is. It could have been back in Macon, Georgia, where I came from, in Atlanta. I don't want to deal with the American real estate market. When you're on top of the real estate game, it's different to go back somewhere where you're like a small fish. I'm not doing that. I like to be able to just pick what I want here, and and buy some nice real estate and do my thing comfortably and quietly. Speaking of quietly, I'm going to veer off because somebody gave me my flowers, because I've quietly, left a certain topic. I used to really be, super militant and do different types of content, and I wrote a book, Intro to Breaking Soul Ties and Womb Cleansing, and very Afrocentric, ancestral. It has the keys to healing cancer, fibroids, all of that. And it was released in 2016. This girl tagged me on TikTok recently. Her name is Jessica Sodexo. So Jessica, Sexdo. She is the bomb. So it's going to come right up. This sister is the shit. And I happened to like one of her posts long ago or whatever, a few months ago. And she was like, oh my gosh, she came in my inbox. I was like, all right, Cathey, I used to look at your videos about 10 years ago, and you really got me on my path. And I'm like, what? That was so sweet. So that was the exchange we had a few months ago or a few weeks back. Recently, she did a video saying who is the lady or what made me get on this path, and of empowerment and being the woman I am today. And she was talking about me and the book that I wrote, and just gave me the biggest bouquet of flowers. And I'm sitting up here like going through cancer, you know what I mean? Like just going through it, just thinking about how I'm gonna live my life, what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna see my baby, and just coming through it all and being lifted, because I've evolved to a better place, because it was really dark, for a second there. But it's a lot lighter now. I promise to God it is. But to have this lady come out of nowhere and to shine a light on some of my work that I did in the past, and to be paid homage like that, like I don't realize how much I impact people. I really don't, because at the end of the day, I feel like I'm a mother just trying to see her baby and build something for her son Garvey. That's my secret. And I just figured out how to do it without struggling in front of him or being depressed in front of him, or so it's had to come with its own set of sacrifice, but he'll never have to see his mommy go through that. And that was important to me, and that's important for me to build something for him. So everything I build out here, I can pass that down to him, including real estate. In America, I couldn't comfortably say the same thing. Now, y'all rich out there in America. I know a lot of y'all got it like that. I'm just saying, as I said earlier in the video, that was my family, girl. No, the Pentecostal, black, regular, diggler black people, lower middle class. My mom is the bomb. She did a lot of different things, including being in MLMs. Oh my gosh, she has cleaning businesses. Like, my mom was the serial entrepreneur, and she took care of 4 children without welfare. She was making a lot of money back in the 80s and 90s and stuff. So she's still a brilliant woman. But I had to see her get it out the mud and do it gracefully. So I kind of got that in me. But goddamn, we don't have no wealth code where we can just go to lake houses and have all of this type of stuff like that. So this would be me being the first generation of somebody to build something and have some wealth and have real estate, and not really being the struggle. That's also a generational wealth, thing, or generational curse that I want to break, is to not be able to struggle, not having to struggle, not having a job that you hate. I can honestly say, okay, yeah, my mom instilled that in me. That's not what you do. You do your passion, you do your purpose. Like, she put that in me. Like, I was bred with the secret. Like, she's that lady that's out there like that and progressive. So I learned to go to the paths of my gifts, because that's how she operated. As a pianist, seamstress, doing business, MLMs, being a community activist. Like, my mom's that late June. Like, late June women are extremely brilliant. Gemini, right? Anyway, so I'm out here getting it comfortably, and I can't go back to America. That you never put yourself in harm's way ever as a mom. So I knew, and I don't really need people to, validate my decision as a mom or nothing like that. Like, no, I don't do that. Not with crazy people, not with people that hate me, not with people that I know want to project negativity on me. I'm cool. My life is cool with my decision, and I get it, okay? But what I'm saying is, I realized that I chose not to be in the struggle, and I chose not to put myself in harm's way, because America is about to go through it. I could feel the energy of darkness and saying, it's cold. You ain't got shit over here, girl. You ain't got shit over here. Don't come over here. That's mine to the U.S. Y'all probably got the cushiest support system over there. I don't know what you got going on. But for me, it was like I'm leaving the lap of luxury, cushy, village, community. Ain't worried about no rent. Ain't worried about what I'm going to eat. You know, I said, and that's why I was like, a cancer diagnosis would fucking suck. I'm like, damn, I finally got out the struggle and I can breathe and build and live the South African life and not to have no cancer. So it's good that God has put me on this journey, seriously, you know, because it's turning itself around. I'm learning a whole lot. And my most recent lesson was not to put myself in harm's way. It'll work itself out with me and my son. But until then, I'm a mom that aches for her son. I'm looking forward to seeing him. But as a warrior, I put my big girl panties on and I suck it down a little bit when I think of Garvey. It's taken a lot of inner work for me to even speak on him without boohoo crying. That's how, you know, close I hold my son to my heart. But I shared it recently with my GoFundMe because I really thought I was out of here, you know, with this whole cancer thing. I want y'all to join that Zoom call too, because including parasitology, detoxifying your organs that need it, being misdiagnosed, all the way down to the ionic detox therapies that I'm doing. I really want y'all to like see it's a way out, you know, and herbalism. So I'm you know, using everything. So I get it. I got y'all emails. I know I got a lot of naturopaths and herbalists that follow me, and I live for y'all, honey. But yes, and your diet matters, all of that. We're going to talk about all of that. But this is for also people that want to know how or if they've been misdiagnosed. Because what I had going on, when my doctors looked at my scans, that's the film. When the doctors at the hospital looked at the scans and when the naturopath looked at the scans, they're seeing two different things. But just for the layman terms, you're going to see inflammation-based, you know, spots, whereas a naturopath is going to see that as inflammation-based and call it other things. Or now you're at the hospital and they're going to probably call it, you know, lesions, cancer. They're trained to see cancer. So they have two different schools of thought. I get it, y'all. Somebody even told me be careful with all of that, but what I do know is chemo will wreck your body. Your body will never be the same. I'm very comfortable with the way I am treating this cancer, and everything in my GoFundMe is going to naturopathic treatments. Okay, for those of y'all that want to support me, and for those of y'all that don't have it, do not be sending me messages trying to humble me, trying to give me unsolicited advice. Don't do that, because a lot of y'all are weird with the parasocial relationships out here. And also when it comes to America, I have to protect myself against my folks, because we real crazy in the head. People done got real crazy nowadays, and desperation energy, people that's trying to leech on to my energy and stuff like that, it's gotten even worse. So I like being somewhere where that's not the vibration. That's not the vibration out here. So a lot of my people, black folks or whatever, a lot of us get real weird. So I protect my energy with that. So if y'all want to support me, please do. I appreciate that. But behind the scenes, I get a lot of hatred as well. Okay, I mean, not a lot. Like, you know, it's a small percentage, but it's enough to where I'm like, yeah, y'all gotta back up. Because I see hatred is just like, it's just misdirected energy, honestly. And I'm learning not to take it personally, but it's also a process of being so traumatized with a group of people that hate you, and I'm coming from a family that hates me. That's why there is no support. You know, so it's like I'm kind of wired for that, for the hatred. And that's something I'm healing through, and things that have shown up in my body as illness on a spiritual level too, y'all. That's another thing, you know. So anyway, I'm not here for people trying to preach to me in any capacity either. I'm definitely not trying to preach to you. I'm a very humble person, but I do know I have a lot of people that are rooting for me, and I have a lot of people that hate me. And a lot of hatred and jealousy is covered up. It's very covert. We try to act like it don't exist. I'm past that. I've had a big life for a long time, and I can just speak to what it is. I'm not here to be your succubus, your host, to have some type of weird parasocial friendship with. I'm not that lady. I've been very transparent. I'm also not somebody that you can try to inject yourself in my life. And even if it's a negative reaction, you just want to get some reaction out of me because you know you can't be my deep friend. That's happened so much to me as I've tried to build my business over the years. And even recently, when people be so mad that you just living your life in Africa, they try to make up issues with your business. They try to believe lies off the internet and try to scandalize you all your life. I've walked that tightrope with black people in the black community, and I'm tired. I'm good. I know what's important now, and I've had a lot of clear awakenings since this cancer diagnosis. And I know black women, don't sacrifice yourself for no man, for no movement, for no ideology. No, actually put yourself first. Go ahead and just put yourself first, because when you do the right thing, people gonna call you bullshit. They gonna just try to shit on you anyway. And I feel like, to me, I almost was out of here. And you can see how people act. People was coming out of nowhere. People was happy about it. People that was always haters was hoping I was gonna die. I could, you know what I mean? And it was people, I got a lot of love too. I got to see a lot of people that really were impacted by me in a very positive way. A very positive way. And I see the impact I make by people that try to act like they ain't watching me and copying all my shit. You know, that's how it is. It's like you know what I mean? Like, I'm that girl that came out with an EP and people cop the sound but don't know about, like, you know, I've been out here for a minute doing my thing and I don't think about it, but I really made a huge impact and I got a lot more to do. But I do understand that comes with a price and people act very weird. So, you know, to the people that have shown up for me in ways that have been a blessing, thank you so much. Like, it's like amazing the type of support that people did put in that GoFundMe. I still need help, girl, because these treatments they real. Y'all talking about the herbs, girl. These herbs cost too. And I still would like support to see my son, but I'm not gonna be putting any of the fund into surgical costs. And I'm not even finna be coming to America like that. I'm not. I'm gonna be putting that, you know, fund, that money into seeing Garvey in a neutral safe space, because America's not politically, it's very politically volatile right now. And I have to think. I gotta think. I can't put myself in that type of political, you know, craziness. I can't do it. Because at the end of the day, if anything happened, they're gonna blame me. You're penalized. You got to know everything as a black woman. There is no grace. There is none. Especially not for me. I get my ass over to America. Something happened with me and my son. They're going to be like, what the heck? You know, I have to walk a very tight rope line in this life. I have to stay protected. And that's what Ghana's been for me. It's been a real I'm insulated here. I don't want to leave the teats. I'm still sucking off the teat of Africa, honey. She's very nourishing. She gives me everything I need. I get my driver, my hair done, my nails done. I get everything done at home. I get at-home services. I got these little pieces of fabric that I've been having for about 2 years now. I finally got them made into a dress. I didn't have to pay a lot for it. I found a place where it works for me. Africa was supposed to be for certain black people. It was definitely for me. But that's what I decided to do, you know. And so for those of you that have been supporting the fund, it goes to my nurse. I have a weekly nurse. We get to pay her weekly. I have a nurse because I still do have to take certain meds. But, you know, my pain meds have gone down dramatically. Now I'm just managing small pain. It's not major like it used to be, where I needed to be IV hooked up like, oh God, like it felt like the worst contraction in the world, just sustained. That's the best way I could describe it. But it's managed now. You know, I really have it managed now. But I still have my nurse, you know, and she does even more than just be a nurse. You know, when you got an African woman around, they make themselves useful. They do everything. She's like, Auntie, what do you need? Like, girl, why would in the hell would I come up out of that type of support? You know, and shout out to Kojo. He make everything comfortable for me and the members, you know, and the team that Kojo has. Like, it's a real village and community that we extend to our members when y'all think about relocating here. And if you are thinking about relocating here, just become a member. It comes with a free 15-minute session. It's not for you if you don't have your money together. So don't even come to my website and look at if it costs and all that type of shit. We don't do that. It costs. It costs. You need to have a smooth 15 to 20K at least. If you're going to use a relocation company to move your big butt to Africa without combing through all of your backgrounds, because we doing background checks too. This is a legitimate relocation service. So don't come with that broke energy, looking for a scam energy, because I've been through it with black people. And I'm so clear from that cancer diagnosis, I will not be bullied by my own people, as I've been. Okay? As I've been. Y'all try it. Y'all try it all the time. I'm not moved. So go on. It's a membership program. It's helpful. It's got a lot that comes with it, including your visa on arrival. Every single service cost, down to us helping you find somewhere to live. So don't play. Don't play yourself thinking that it's gonna be cheap. How I do this? Become a member. Choose your membership level. Let's talk. Let's come up with a plan. If you don't have liquid cash like that, you're not gonna be able to relocate. And it's just that simple. Okay. So we're not paying yearly rent in advance. You know, if you got $25K or $2,500, $3,000, budget-friendly options are great, but you still have to pay for my help. You still have to pay a membership fee each month, or you can pay it yearly. If that's something you can afford, this is really affordable, honestly. Like, it's very decent, and I think it's very fair. So to get somebody to help you move your family to Africa, honey, okay? But no felons, no prior felonies or nothing like that. So go to the website if you got questions. I'm still here. I ain't going nowhere, honey. That cancer diagnosis ain't stopping anything. I know I'm going to have to upload this to YouTube. I don't even feel like it. Like, I don't even feel like doing none of that right now. I'm going to start using my TikTok. So go follow me on TikTok. I'm now eligible for doing live videos or something, whatever. I'm going to start playing with that. But I got my energy up, y'all. It feels so good to be feeling good. And get another diagnosis. I'm very comfortable with my treatments and what I'm raising my GoFundMe for and what we're doing with the fund. But as I said earlier, I'm not going to be coming to America. I'm not going to be getting surgery here. Of course, you know I'm not doing chemotherapy or radiation. We are doing fully naturopathic treatments, and I'm funding all of the herbs that I'm taking, even down to this soursop leaf tea, trusting in the process. So I'm going to have Dr. Urbina on the Zoom call. We're going to do a couple of pre-recorded Zoom calls that just explain my diagnosis, what she saw, and if you are even misdiagnosed. But you can do a Q&A as well. So if you want to attend that, you can send me an email, artcathey@gmail.com, or you can DM me or go to the website. I prefer that. But that'll get you plugged in. That's going to be a really good Zoom call that could possibly save you or your loved one's life, because I know a lot of people are being misdiagnosed and they're going 100 miles in the wrong direction like I could have. People, I'm not trying to judge nobody's journey, but chemo wasn't going to be my portion, honey. That wasn't for me. I know what that does to the body. I understand too much about herbs, parasitology, and everything else, plus needing to get the spiritual realm equalized, all of that. You got to clean up the spirit too. It's a lot of stuff that I'm carrying, a lot of anger and shit. Girl, of course, yeah, we got to go there. You know what I'm saying? Let's have those conversations, okay? Anyway, thank you for everybody that's, supported me so far on this journey, that know me from 10 years ago, my book. Thank you to Jessica Sodexo on TikTok that's got a whole new line of women in my inbox asking for a link to my book, An Intro to Breaking Soul Ties and Wound Cleansing. That was my first book. Well, my first book was actually when I was a matchmaker back in 2011. Don't ask, it's a whole long story. But it was called The Top 12 Signs You're Dating a Psycho Stalker. That was my actual first ebook. My real work that I really put out there, and I got it on Amazon, with a hard copy too. It was An Intro to Breaking Soul Ties and Wound Cleansing. That's available on my website. It talks about everything from, how we got here as a people. It's very pro-black, but, it's a little pick-me-ish. I was very male-identified, but it focuses on the black family, and I think it's very positive. And it also in chapter 4, or even chapter 4 and 5, it focuses on naturopathic health, detox, the keys to health, and reversing illness like cancer, and also reversing fibroids. Dissolving fibroids are in chapter 5. So That's a book I wrote in 2016, and a lady shouted me out, Jessica Sedex, on TikTok, and has kind of, you know what I mean, like rebirth my whole book. And that's like so cool for people to give me flowers like that, because I've been out here a long time. And now I'm the lady in Africa helping you relocate and find your apartment and, you know, find your life and get yourself on your feet on your own without having to suck the dick of patriarchy. Okay? I'm just telling you my journey, all right? I don't want to go into the straw Tyler Perry movie, Single Mother Journey with my son, and everything y'all do with that fun. It goes into me strategically staying safe as a mother so I can stay alive for my baby, okay? Because I'm trying to get to my baby too. I'm a mama too, all right? So now y'all got my heart. You see it exposed now. I never wear that part on my sleeve because people, they, you know, try to attack me so much. I would never put my child out there like that to be attacked and to receive any hatred, because he's so precious and amazing. And he's 10 and he's just becoming like a spitting image of me and his dad and everything that we wanted him to be. He is fire and earth. His dad is a Virgo, I'm fire. Together we made a late April baby, so he's a fire bull. And we named him Garvey so that he embodies all of that we know Garvey to be, and he's becoming that. And knowing that he's got that passion and fire, I, you know, want to be there more for him. And I got to make my move before America blow up, child. So I found a nice asylum, a peaceful asylum that we can meet in the middle, and I can just see my baby and heal in peace and continue what I'm doing. So thank you guys for joining me. Let me sip my tea. My soursop tea. My soursop leaf tea. This is the real thing. So anyway, this has gotten a little lengthy, but I'll get out of here. I hope y'all enjoyed my new look. How cute is this? Girl, Africa will have you like in your African drip, honey, for the low. Oh, I just love it in these little braids, girl. Girl, I think this was like $15, $19 or something like that. Girl, okay? All right, y'all. Love you. Thank you again. And my link to donate is in my bio. And if you want my Intro to Breaking Soul Ties, a Womb Cleansing book, cool. And also follow me on TikTok, because I'm going to start going live over there. Okay? Bye.